Rob.
Upward stare. It is Wednesday morning. If you're watching this live on your favorite social media platform, we're not just on Facebook anymore. And so if you're doing that, or if you're watching us on Abundant TV, I'm Rob Patz.
I'm Jason Webb, and this is Thrive with Rob and Jason, where we go over everything in life that'll help you thrive, especially in business, life, faith. We chat about it all. We have some banter, and usually we have some really cool guests, and we have one today that I'll be introducing you to here in a minute.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to meeting our guest today, getting to hear some of his story. And I love that. I love the idea of marrying faith and business together. I think for Jason and I, both of us have spent a lot of our years in business, and we love the fact that we can shine what we're doing with our faith and with our business at the same time. And I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I'm kind of going for your look here. I didn't know.
I was, Rob. I was a little nervous. Do I need to get you a razor?
I didn't. It broke. Actually, it originally started. So if you're a guy, you totally can get this. So Thursday of last week. This is since Thursday, so almost a week. Thursday of last week, and I go back and forth. I shave with a razor, and then sometimes I shave with an electric razor. And last Thursday, I didn't have time to shave with a razor, and I was going to use my electric razor, and it was dead. And so then, for those of you who live in the United States, you realize that, of course, the 15th was a wonderful, monumentous day for all of us in the United States, where we get to pay our taxes. And so I said, until our taxes have been accepted and until they're done, I'm not shaving. So, and then it turned into, we were done with that. And it just turned into, I got lazy and decided, it really does. It takes time. And I know for Jason, even, just cleaning up the extra stuff, it takes time
every single day.
Every day. And, like when you're a kid, do you remember this, being a kid going, can't wait till I can shave? Or,
yep.
Yeah. And I remember as a kid sitting with my dad when he was in there shaving, and I'd put, shaving cream on. And man, I thought that was going to be so cool. Now I'm like, I dread that part.
Yeah, dread it, right? It reminds me of the the Home Alone movie where he shaved everything out and screamed as he put the aftershave on his face.
Yes.
And, it's just that was the cool piece. Yeah, you always wanted to shave as your kid. Now you get older, you're like, I hate it. I just, that's the reason why I keep this. It doesn't. I don't have to shave much. Okay.
Yes.
And actually, our guest today, we can talk about razors with him, as you'll see in a minute.
Okay, that'll be cool. Did you, like in high school, like when I was in high school and I was playing sports, did you ever do any like the funky facial hair thing?
Oh yeah, all the time. It's something new all the time. But anything to really just draw attention, right?
Oh yeah, it was, and I think it was just, we wanted to do something different. It's like,
yes.
Yeah, and
agreed.
People ask me that now, like this. It's kind of like, I don't hate it. I don't love it. It makes me look a lot older than even what I am. Which no one will ever know unless you Google me. But that's just that's that thing. Hey, Masters, shout out.
Yeah, let's get
Scotty.
into Masters. We're going off track here. Masters.
Yes,
maybe,
Masters.
I thought maybe the beard was you're growing it because you're sitting on the couch watching the Masters all week and you didn't have time to shave.
I wished I did. There's the other thing. When you're in school, you think you're going to like live this life where you have the life of luxury, where you can like sit around. And the reality is, the weekend, I call it the work end. It's just
exactly.
Work,
it doesn't stop.
You don't get a chance. So the work end left me very little time. I'm thankful for updates on my phone and updates, and I got to see little bits and pieces over the weekend. But really, the weekend was spent working and catching up on stuff around the house.
Thrive, right? Thriving.
It is
thriving, and so the work doesn't stop.
It is for sure. Hey, listen, introduce our guest for today. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, definitely. Today's guest I've known for a little over a year. I've started working with him. Just an incredible man of God, incredible businessman, entrepreneur, digital marketer. This guy is brilliant when it comes to things online that I have no clue about. And I know you don't either, Rob. Sometimes we're just not tech guys, but just his heart for God. I partnered up with this gentleman about almost a year ago now, and building out some programs to help Christian entrepreneurs and businesses grow their businesses. And so we just love helping people. And I can't wait to introduce him. We have Doug Greathouse today. with he has sales site, entrepreneur journey. You look at his wall behind him, it looks like a NASCAR. It's got all these logos and everything behind him, and I'm sure he's going to get into some of those and see what they're about. But Doug, great to have you on the show today.
Well, I am excited to be here. I've met Rob in the past, but I am excited to be on the show. It is going to be really, really good. And I hope that whatever I can share will encourage, enlighten. I'm just going to give it all to God, right? And whatever I say will move somebody's life.
Yeah. So tell me what you do, Doug. I know, but the audience doesn't. Tell me a little about your past and how you got to where you're at today.
Well, let's go a little bit to the past. So I started my entrepreneur journey, hence the entrepreneur journey, about 16 years ago. And the first foray into that was kind of being a solopreneur selling insurance, which not something I'd want to do again. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot in that. Because the insurance product that I was trying to sell, I did not believe in, right? You have to believe in the product that you're selling in order to sell it. And so I was like, why don't, I just had this in my idea in my head. There's something out there for me to create that I can believe in. But little did I know that God had that years ahead, right? So then my best friend had been working at a web design firm. This is early 2000s.
Okay.
Right.
This is when things are just getting ramped up and started.
Yeah. So he had been working at a web design firm for a while, and he comes to me and he says, for 6 months, I said a while, 6 months. And he comes to me and says, we should start a web design firm. And I laughed out loud because he had 6 months experience. He's a genius level as far as his intelligence. But I laughed out loud. I took computer information systems. Let's go reverse a little bit more. And like when the internet was brand new, right? Yeah. So my knowledge up to here was not adequate for what was going on. And then I just sat on it for a minute and I was like, this is God telling me to be an entrepreneur, right? Because at that time you could learn anything that you wanted to online. You could learn. There was a site called lynda.com. I think LinkedIn ended up eventually buying it. I learned so much stuff. I cut off my life completely. In your journey, you have to sacrifice often in order to move ahead. And basically, I had no social life. I hung out with my best friend, who was also, helping. And it eventually became like a little entrepreneur hub in the condo because he was my roommate. And we'd have, and that's another thing. Surround yourself with people kind of on the same journey as you, right? Yes. So that you can feed and grow with one another. And it was really exciting. My wife, who's my wife now, but she wasn't then, would travel 3 hours to come hang out with us. And she'd cook for all of us.
You won her over.
She won me over with the lasagna.
Love it.
So
me and Rob, we talk about food all the time. We're just fat kids at heart, we love this stuff.
So then, let's fast forward. I was a lot of behind the scenes. I didn't think of myself as someone I'd help my clients with all the tech, all the marketing, and they'd go do it. Right. I never thought of coming out from behind the scenes. I always felt I was an introvert, but I was really lying to myself. I was an extrovert hiding behind an introvert.
In my time of knowing you, you're not an introvert.
No. And then God put it on my heart. He's like, you need to, I say he put on my heart. There was still a lot of me in this, to start a podcast because I've had so many connections and relationships with entrepreneurs, and I knew that there was value in them telling their stories and sharing their expertise with other entrepreneurs. Started kind of with that little entrepreneur hub that we had, right? So I knew that there was value with each other. And then when we were able to, when I was able to start the entrepreneur journey, I had entrepreneurs come on and share those experiences that they went through and those the challenges, everything, right? And then share a little bit of expertise, all in trying to help someone. This is now the thing that I say after every episode: move somebody forward, keep moving forward, right? Because you don't fail unless you quit.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Fail forward. Right. That's one of our mottos that we talk about all the time. Up on the screen is actually our community that we have, because me and Doug have actually partnered together with building a profitable business program. So through that journey that you had, you started talking about the podcasting. How long have you been podcasting, and how many episodes have you done? That type of stuff.
I lost count. I think I'm up to I'm almost to 200. I think at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I love to do it so much because you and I are the same in this, that we love to connect, right?
Yes.
We love to connect with people. We love to share, like, get to know somebody's story, and how we can be influential in their journey, right? So
yeah, completely.
And then how they, and also it's not just us, right? It's all about like how, like, one of the reasons I have these entrepreneurs come on is because I know that their value can also be shared, right? And then someone can help them keep moving. They can help someone else keep moving forward. So
yeah, completely. So now that we threw up that QR code on the link, just so people can check out our group. It's a free group if they want to check that out. Tell the audience. I can tell them my side of the story, but I'd love to hear your side of the story about how our relationship came to be and how we became partners on some things.
Okay, kind of reverse a little bit, not reverse, but so God put it on my heart to, like, I was wanting to serve just entrepreneurs in general, right? But God put it on my heart to serve Christian entrepreneurs. I'm like, God, why are you narrowing my niche? Not so much that, but I thought, he always, it's about reaching the lost, right? So I'd have lots of opportunities to encounter the lost and share the gospel and that sort of thing. But God kept telling me, you need to help Christian entrepreneurs. I'm like, they already know you. Right. But what he was telling me in that is, like, if we can help Christian business owners, that is growing the gospel, because they're going to be able to grow their business, impact more people. So I finally got it. And I said, God, I finally got it. Thank you. And when I started being obedient to what he was telling me to do, he started placing people in my path that would help me fulfill that mission. Right. He put Maury Renee, who wrote Making God Number One.
Show her Maury's book. She's a part of our team as well, and
so,
a best-selling autter. So
Making God Number One in your business. This was kind of one of the first steps in that part of the journey, right? He's meeting her, and then we decided to partner up on that planner and journal that's next to it that helps Christian entrepreneurs not only keep moving forward, but keep God at the center of their business as they move forward. And then Jason came into my path, and he's continuing to put people in our path, and resources in our path that it's all God ordained, right? When you're being obedient to what he wants you to do, it's just so much better.
Yes. Yeah, no, it definitely is. And seeing the group or the community grow, things that we've been able to do, we've been able to help quite a few businesses grow that. And what is that? Again, I want to hear from your side of it. What is that? What is our program? What does it, come from that? Because I can say it, but again, you're our guest today. So,
I'm going to borrow a term that I actually heard from, a potential client actually yesterday, the Swiss Army knife,
yes.
for entrepreneurs, for Christian entrepreneurs, because there are so many things that they need. They need to know how to set goals. They need the right mindset. They need to keep their faith and business aligned if you're a Christian entrepreneur, because we all know if you don't do that, how you can get derailed, right? Mm-hmm. They need the marketing tools. They need to know what to do as far as marketing. They need to know what to do as far as sales. They need to start building a network. So we took all of these things and we said, how can we deliver these things to the Christian entrepreneurs? So we put together, we have a high ticket program where we do a lot of done for you stuff, for those that want to quickly move ahead and have us do the things for them. But we also have the Inner Circle membership, because God said, you need to make this available to more people, right? So we put that together, which includes a lot of these same things, but we're just showing them how to do it, rather than us doing it for them. So, and I just love one of the best things about it is the community, and how the thing about group is how they each help each other, right? And they feed off of each other, and they hold each other accountable. And you can see like them sharing like where they are and helping the next one, right? The next hand up. I love that.
Yeah, completely. Throw the QR code again up there, Rob, if people have any interest in checking out the group. This is the free side of it, where you can check and see what the group's about, the networking's about. But I love what you talked about there, Doug, in terms of things that we have. So people that are interested in either starting a business, growing a business, if they're stuck in business, if they've been in business for a long time, we really help everybody, right?
Yeah, we do, and it's it's just so rewarding. That's all I can say about it. Is like I feel fulfilled. Um, I love talking to our clients and just seeing the light bulbs go off in their mind, right? When you share something with them that's going to help them take the next step.
Yeah.
And we could dive into like what all the tools do and all of that, but it's really about just helping them take the next step forward. But we have marketing tools, we have all kinds of trainings.
Yeah, the coaching, the trainings, the accountability. Between our coaching staff, we have 4 of us on the team, and we were just talking about this on a team meeting yesterday. We have over 100 years combined experience in entrepreneurship and growing businesses. I've grown over multiple businesses, 9-figure businesses, and just being able to have our expertise, so you don't have to have the troubles that we had earlier in life that you can utilize from us. Rob, he's kind of part of this as well as we build this up. Rob, you built multiple businesses as well, right?
I'm a habitual entrepreneur, as I like to call it. And my big thing really is I love wayward businesses. I love businesses that have an opportunity but may have been neglected. But hey, Doug, I want to ask you a question, and this is something I think would be kind of neat for people. Maybe they're an entrepreneur out there and they feel they're struggling with something. Tell us what you see as a coach and as what you're doing that you see for Christians as their biggest struggle as an entrepreneur.
Oh, that's a big question. There's different answers that I could give to that, but the one that comes to mind is often the money struggle. Is that often they come from a background of wealth is bad, right? They point out several scriptures that they think is telling them that wealth is bad, which is not true. It's the love of money. It's over God that is evil, not money itself. Right? We in no way preach any sort of prosperity gospel in what we do, but we do know that God would love for you to have a growing business, because that helps especially if you keep it aligned with Him, right? Because you're going to grow the kingdom as you grow your business. So
it's that mindset piece, right? In terms of shifting their focus from really the goal is the money, rather than changing that to the goal is growing the ministry. And so the marketplace is the ministry. Or as we talked a few weeks ago with the Ignite Christian Business Conference with Craig and Desiree about the marketplace is the miracle place. And so all of these things are aligning, right? In terms of building up everybody's businesses, so we grow the kingdom together, and we want everybody to succeed. So I agree. I like that statement there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, as they join the community, what can they find in the community? I know there's a bunch of different events, because we talk about this stuff, and you talked about the networking. What can they see with that? Talk about that.
Wow, that is my baby. The Entrepreneur Connect. It was something that I had before Jason and I met, and it was the highlight of my week, is to get to come together with entrepreneurs and be able to network with one another and help each other grow. And then when I met with Jason, I said, we need to move this into your group, into the Profitable Christian Business Owner community. And since then, it has been amazing. So there's that opportunity. And on that networking call, we give everyone a chance to introduce themselves, but we really dive deep into a topic. We go into breakout rooms. You get to really build relationships around what we usually talk about, a certain topic. And you really can kind of get in somebody's head, right? In the sense that kind of what they're about, right? When they start discussing especially when it comes to their faith and their business. And a lot of our topics are around either both of those together or one or the other. And we all know that the more you can build a relationship, the closer you are to actually doing something together, maybe business wise, right? Because it's all about building the know, like, and trust. And when you get a chance to actually meet with people and kind of know what they're about, you feel better about doing business with them, right?
Yeah, completely.
So
your network is your net worth. And so within the community, when Doug's talking about the Entrepreneur Connect call, it is a networking call that we do. So we do one on Tuesday and one on Thursday. You can check it out in the group again. That QR code that is up on the screen, we'll throw up there again. You can go into the events and check those both out. It's about getting connected with other like-minded individuals that want to either build a business, grow a business, all of it while keeping God at the center of your business, because it is His business. Again, Maury in her book, Making God Number One Your Business, highly recommend you get that, because it talks specifically about that these are God's businesses, that we're just being stewards of them, and He's allowing us to have it. So how we keep that focus is incredible. And speaking of books, Doug, you are a best-selling author as well, right? Oh, see behind him, he's got the NASCAR board.
This was recently released. It's a project that I did with a woman named Danica Trouble. It's the Dear Younger Me, I Wish You Knew book. There are 15 total authors in this book, all sharing their stories of how they would, if they had the chance to go back and talk to their younger selves from where they are now, what they would tell them. And so my story's in there. If you want to check that out, it's on Barnes and Noble. Check it out there, or just reach out to me directly. I'll be happy to get you a copy.
Yeah, Doug's very open to chatting with anybody that has any questions. Again, you can go through that group to find him, find me. Rob's within the group as well. Rob, let me ask you a question. On thinking of that book there, Dear Younger Me, is there something that you would like to tell your younger self if you could?
Yeah, don't buy that radio station. don't do that. And I have a great story, Doug, about that. I was 22 years old, and I was working in Christian radio at the time, and I was in the production studio, and I said, God, someday please give me a radio station to own and run the way I want to run it. And yeah, if I could go back to him, I'd say, no, you have so much more. You have so much more you could do. Don't pray that for her. No, in all honesty, I probably would say learn a life balance. And Doug's talking about the fact that, when he was younger, he lived in this condo with this guy, and that was what I did in my 20s. I worked in radio and launched a company that I still run today. And I did it without you sacrifice everything else.
Yeah.
You don't have a social life. People would ask me, like, in my 20s, what did I do? And I said, I worked. I went to work, and then I would come home and work, because I had to keep the job in radio to finance what I really wanted to do. And so it was interesting.
Yeah, that's incredible. We all have those stories of where we would go back to our younger selves and say something different, change something up. My story is the exact same. There's a few things that I would probably change, but overall, realistically, God pushed me through that path for a reason, and I wouldn't change it now. I might give myself some advice on some things, and just saying, hey, hold out for this. You're going to make it through. Everything's going to be okay. But just really that confidence, I say. So, is there anything else that you're building up, Doug? There's always something. Again, as entrepreneurs, we're kind of we kind of have ADD regularly, right? We're like squirrel, something changes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have the book. I know the Dear Younger Me. What is the goal? Let's ask for that in the next, say, 6 months, year, that type of stuff.
The goal is to help as many Christian business owners grow their business as possible. With that, I think Rob mentioned he's a hyper entrepreneur. I think there's also power and focus, right? When you can focus on one thing. We have a Wisdom Wednesday in the group, and this is kind of one of those things that I was going to share, is sometimes you, by trying to do too much, you're stacking problems instead of stacking solutions, right? So when you're able to focus on tackling the problems that you currently have rather than adding more, you can kind of get momentum that way. So little preview of the Wisdom Wednesday I'm going to share in the group later.
Well, that's the thing, as people think they want to start their business, they have a great idea, and they're like, okay, we're going to start this business, it's going to be great. Well, then they actually get into it, and they don't necessarily know the steps that need to be happen, or the things that they need, the tools that they need. The planner that you have up there, if you want to show that, it's incredible, because what it does is it ties in with the Making God Number One Your Business. If you don't know where you're going unless you have that goal or how to get there, right? So you need those goals, and so that's part of the whole process as well. But within the Profitable Business Program, the higher ticket thing, building the full business out for people, or also the Inner Circle membership to walk people along their path, right? So let's talk about a little bit what's included with that Inner Circle membership, and really maybe what that looks like.
Now I know kind of where you're going, so I want to touch on that first, because momentum, right? Mm-hmm. I kind of touched on that a little bit. When you can get in like if you can get a mastermind or in a group that is going to hold you accountable, if when you set
Yes.
goals, and then you meet together to kind of progress one another towards those goals, that is something that we are adding in to the Profitable Business Inner Circle, is a chance for you to come together. You'll get the planner and journal, and there are goal setting frameworks in there that will help you hit your goals much faster than you thought possible. And it outlines the steps towards your goals, all of that sort of stuff. So we're going to hold you accountable to those steps you say you're going to take towards your goal, right? And if you have someone, it's kind of like going to the gym. If you have a gym buddy, and you don't show up at the gym, your gym buddy is going to say, "Where were you?" Right? So it's that sort of thing. You're going to be held accountable by the other entrepreneurs, and you're going to get a little FOMO, especially if you're not one of those ones that is part of it, but you're not attending. Of these people seeing their progress because they're moving ahead, right? So,
well, and that's the thing is, as people decide to start businesses or grow this, a lot of times you feel alone because you're building this by yourself, right? And so the part about that accountability group, the networking, the community, all of these things really bring that community aspect to say, look, you are not alone. You do have people around you that are where you want to be, and that will help you and guide you and talk to you and mentor you to where you want to grow. But you need to know where you want to grow, and so that's where the planning, the accountability, all of these things come into play. And then the Inner Circle membership kind of walks you down that path to get you there, right?
Yeah, one of the things that like the entrepreneurs share on the entrepreneur journey is things that they did wrong, right? So I love when they share that stuff because it's helping another entrepreneur not do that thing, right? That's like, some people think you get this $1 million idea of something to do. Sometimes you get $1 million idea of what not to do, right? Someone that's already
Very true.
spent that $1 million for you, and now they're giving you the advice of not to do that, right?
Awesome. Well, hey, I'm going to throw you a curveball now, Doug. It's a question that you ask on your podcast.
Okay.
What is your favorite movie?
Gladiator, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is good. You like the kick off the cliff, or what part?
I think that was 300.
Oh, that was 300. You're right.
Gladiator is Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Yes. Sorry.
And Gladiator 2 is coming out, and Denzel Washington's going to be in it. So,
wow, really?
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting. Yeah, I think the way they told that story, I think it was just masterfully put together. I like the historic movies anyway.
Yeah.
And that by far is my favorite movie. I have a lot of other movies that I love, like the Star Wars trilogy, Lord of the Rings trilogy, all of that, but Gladiator.
Awesome. Well, again, that community, you can check on the QR code below, check out the website. Everything that we have, you can get there, communicate with Doug, myself, Rob's in there. Just start to interact with other Christian entrepreneurs, business owners. So if you're thinking about growing a business or building a business, if you have a business where you're stuck, you just want to communicate and network with other Christians, just check that out. It's a free community to join. But Rob, what do you got for us today? Anything to close things up?
No, I just want to say thanks, Doug, so much for being, and I really love the group. And I want to give my endorsement of this just before we close this out today. If you are a business owner and you want a place to go, there's great people. I've met some great folks. I love the whole speed round where you meet people and just great. Thank you, Doug, so much for being here and really sharing your heart with what you think about business and how you think as Christians we need to grow it.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure being on here. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, we appreciate you so much. Hey Jason, next week it'll be me. I will be shaved. I will be completely shaved.
I'll send you a razor if I need to. You saw Doug. Doug, we'll get one from Doug.
Doug shaves there. Yeah, he's
got the head going.
Yeah,
I'm almost there for him. Me and Doug are getting close there. So,
hey guys, thanks so much. Join us again next Wednesday and go out and thrive in your business.